Hi everyone, I hope you're all well. Hi Menno, hi Frederick, hi Donapas, and Louis was first, Louis IV. Hi Des. I'm using this, I hope it will be okay. I hope sound and image are okay. In fact, my anniversary, 3rd anniversary of the channel, in the whiskey shape it has, because it existed before, under a music appreciation channel with another name, so I don't count it. Yeah. This is because this is an old one and it broke at first a quarter before the show. Oh my god. So I said, okay, that's a test, but I'm used to it. Hey David. By the way, Frederick, if you want to jump in, or someone else, here's the link. Yeah, so tonight I thought I will maybe do something a bit more relaxed, and then I have a beginning of, I hope not a new bronchitis, so I'm not gonna discover something new for me, but just revisit 3 whiskeys that marked my whiskey journey. And I hope by the way, sound is good. Please tell me. So what's on my table? Let me set this up like for my videos. Hey, thank you, Go Habs. Here is probably my first single malt in my history, back to, I don't know, 1998, 2000, something like that. It was not this label, but it was close to this one. This one apparently, thanks Menno, has been replaced by this, as I understand, and I'm currently evaluating 5 different 12 years old of Glenlivet official releases to prepare a video about this, how it has changed. And I have also an old one, a prestigious one, that's of course beats them all. And that's the theme of Roy tonight. Was it better yesterday, by the way? So I'm gonna try to do this live before Roy starts his show, and also, if possible, before Phil and Deepa as well. Interesting, Glenfiddich 12, it was not so, it was Go Habs, it was very close to this one as well. Hi Dominic, Sweden is here in force. And again, thank you so much, Frederick. I don't know if I can disclose everything publicly, so, and it is a bit remote, so I can show it to you. Before I forget, I have to do a big thank you. Hi Jim, massive thank you to Footquick Andy. You're the man, because I received yesterday, I cannot put them on the table. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5. Okay, I will say it. Thank you. But I received 13 samples of Shelter Point whiskey from Vancouver Island, and I'm super happy about that, because I'm raving from almost 2 years or so to try this whiskey that I sense could be interesting in the same way that Westland is. It's what I feel. I don't know, I haven't tried, but now I will be in capacity to have my say with 5 CL samples. It's amazing. The whiskey community is amazing. Frederick in the chat as well, as he offered me a bottle I awarded. I haven't written this on my website yet, but I did post some things on social media and also talked about it in several live shows. Yeah, Bergslagen, that I understand is a kind of a almost licensed bottling of a Grititan distillery, right, Frederick? I think it's a bit like the story of Karizawa. Previous owners of Karizawa, Kirin, the Mersen Group, didn't really took care of the Karizawa brand. So at some point, the number one drinks limited independent bottling company decided to buy all the stock, and as the distillery was going to be silent. And it's the same thing that happened, as I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, Frederick, to Grythyttan. And so Bergslagen was almost the unique, purchaser of the stock, and they continue now to bottle, despite the distillery is closed, to bottle these gems that are, if I may say, kind of a Springbank of the North. So as I have the bottle now, I can't show you, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can highlight that. Yeah, okay, so this kind of undisclosed, okay. But yeah, we will speak about this. We will, when I will open the bottle, we'll do a live with you, Frederick. That's the minimum I can do. And meanwhile, we will do another one with the samples. I promise to send now very soon. I just have to finalize things. Yeah, we'll speak about Swedish whiskey. And for those who don't know, Swedish whiskey is not limited to Mackmyra, with no disrespect for them. So yeah, like many people say, like Menno says, many of us started with Glenlivet or Glenfiddich, even if there was also, like I said in another video, Ballantine's pure malt, 12 years old. It doesn't exist anymore. Some batches were way better than the blend. So yeah, for those who want to try it along, let me announce you right away. We'll try Glenlivet 12. Then I'll try this bad boy that broke the old Glenmorangie. This one is from 2006. That's why the cork broke also here. And we're gonna try something. I decided to do finally something that's more relatable to everyone here with this one, which is the most recent one, the original. And as you can see, the 10 years old isn't as big as the previous one. Haha. So is it something to prepare the opinion to someday drop the age statement? A question I am asking, or just... Then we'll finish, and each time I want to explain a moment that is linked to this bottle, this expression. So it's quite personal. I'm not going too far, too long in it, and we're going to finish by this oak cross from Compass Box Independent Bottling. And this is my second bottle. So this is the old label. The new one is bluish. Oh yeah, that's F good one to start with, and also I will show you maybe a few other bottles I have that have been impressing me a lot. This is the second edition of Flaming Heart, which is Petite, or for instance this that you might not have, of course, if you're not in Paris, the Spice Tree Cask Strength that I bottled myself at Whiskey Life Paris 2009. So yeah, if you do have this one of those, you can drum along, or just I will comment. I'm not sure across this is discontinued, because I saw it still on. Let me check out. This is easy. I'm gonna try. Then maybe it's a market question, because I've seen it. Let me just double check on the website. So I hope you're all well. Yeah, please support creatively. I love that. They all do brilliant things. Compass Box. Excuse me. No, it's still there. Menno. It is still displayed on the On the website, I don't know if I can do a screen share. I'm not sure. I never made that. Ooh, screen share. Oh, I got some noise on the background. I'm sorry. Share screen. It's easiest with 2 computers. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can see that. No, it doesn't seem to work. Okay, I gotta be more, work more on this. Yes, that's why they do change it, and they changed basically. They did use more heavily charred oak. Oh, thanks, Alan. It's over my budget currently, but the ones who are gonna find this, as it seems it had good reviews, I think it's gonna work. So yeah, for those jumping in now, I'm gonna try Glenlivet 12, I'm gonna try Glenmorangie 10, I'm gonna try Oak Cross, and then I'm gonna also explain a few moments that did those whiskey meant for me in my whiskey journey. And with no longer wait, I think we can try this to start with. The Glenlivet 12. Let me put it back. So if you guys have any bottle of this, or even if it's this one, this is a bit different, I have to say. You can drum along or just listen to me explaining you that it was a real crush at the first time I tried it. Something like 20 euros in my supermarket 20 years ago. Also, it was my first welcome dram in my first trip to the United States in 2002. Everywhere I was going, and I was in the East Coast, between Manhattan and Newburgh, all along the Hudson River Valley, in every single little pub or restaurant, I was looking at the whiskey choice, and bear in mind I was just starting a few years, so I was not very aware of what's the best stuff to try. But I liked the Glenlivet 12, and when people was say, "Oh, I want to pour you a dram, something whiskey. I know you like whiskey," and I said, "Do you have Glenlivet 12?" And they always had it, and sometimes, if not often, it was their only Scotch single malt they had. So it was it's a kind of nice memory. At that time, the Glenlivet 12 was a bit more complex, more floral, not completely estery driven. Exotic fruit, pineapple, of course, is a trademark, but still now. But it has more charm, some nice aromatic botanicals as well. Of course, the peach signature, pineapple, peach, pear. Yes. Oh, yeah. It's not. This one is from 2013, and I have even much older, Dominic. So I don't know what you have in your bar or in your glass, but Slangeva, to your good health, as that's what it means. Santé, pour les lecteurs, les spectateurs français, for the French audience, santé. Yeah, I'm sure in the US they have a lot. I'm thinking also, if people are happy with this, I might do a part 2, as this one is rather covering 1998 and until 2007. I might do another episode with 3 other whiskies, let's say, covering, I don't know, 2007 until 2012 or 15, or we'll see. St. David. Hi, Peter. Yeah, so you see, I'm not the only one, and I'm sure there are pretty very many people. 11? Yeah, so you couldn't taste whiskey. Okay, cool. Thank you, Des. Cheers, my friend. And if you want to jump in, Fred, you're more than welcome. Even if I have some tight schedule, let's say tasting, we're not going to digress for hours. So there you go. So yeah, this one is a bit close to as it was, let's say, 10 years ago. Much closer than the double oak. I tried only once or twice. Twice. Hey, guys. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Oh, and courage for working tonight, my friend. I know it can be hard. All the best. And see you. Cheers. And by the way, two of your coins are there. So one other, topping another whiskey. So hi to you and to Nikki. You're always welcome. So nice floral notes once again, a bit of Angelica, like it's a common thing to the Glenmorangie for me as well. Some, of course, the vanilla, as it's, I think it's almost only a mix of first fill and second fill bourbon, as of what I understand. Not sure it is stated. I got it somewhere. So yeah, quite some charm on the nose already. I don't know if you have some bottle yourself to comment in the chat if you want to dram along. So yeah, it's fruit driven, but also a lot floral driven for me. Yeah, I heard that the tariffs are gone away, but for 4 months only. It has to be renegotiated between the US and UK. So I'm not sure it's the definitive thing. But still, there's a problem between UK and France, and I have to say, I'm not going to buy anything from UK from now on to I don't know when, as many platforms has shut down the shipping to France, and for the others, the taxes are insane. A friend of mine ordered something, and he had almost 100 euros more just for taxes. So no way. I'm gonna try to put off the headphone. I don't know if you hear me, as if I don't have guests, I'm not obliged to have the headphones. Let me see if the sound, okay. I hope you still hear me well. Yes, it was, and it came back, but I think the recipe has a bit changed. I don't have my notes for now, but like I said, I will do a comparison video. Thank you, Des. Sound isn't good. Yeah, there's less esters, probably more refill casks. The mic works though, but okay, thanks. Thanks, Jim. Yeah, yeah, that's my guess. Just by tasting. Thank you for the precision. It's a quite lovely drum. I don't know what you think of it. I'm gonna add a few drops of water. Oh yeah, my God. This one is really, well, this one I've noted 86 out of 100. Might deserve more. I think I've scored 72 or 74. The Founders Reserve NAS, current NAS. But I have to say, in 2018, I went to visit the distillery. And for the Guardians, that means people that have just subscribed, it's free on the, the club, like many distillery does, just a kind of club. You just subscribe to have a newsletter. Sorry, but on top of that, you if you are on regular basis follow what they do, their events, and subscribe several times, etc., you can become a Guardian. And when you visit the distillery, it's a bit like Le Frog, you have some advantages. You can have half an hour. They say in theory it's 20 minutes, but we spent 40 minutes and we were told to please to get away from there. I was with a good friend, and as we had the tasting before. Oh, hey Luna, how you doing? No problem. So we're testing tonight this, and then a Glenmorangie, and then Oak Cross from Campus Box, right? So yeah, I was explaining, I was visiting the distillery, and what happened is that as a Guardian of Glenlivet, a member of the club, as any one of you can be, we had the right to spend, let's say, 20 or half an hour in a special room that's opened with a special key by the tour guide after doing the tour with the others. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, and there's so many other things to come. Thank you, Luna. And we tried a Founders Reserve, which was multi-vintage, multi-casks, but small batch, very small batch. Whiskey selected by some people from the distillery, not only the master distiller. And it was a kind of celebration, to put a long story short, of the staff. And it was a cask strength. And they had some sherry in it, not only. It was absolutely fantastic. Nothing to do with the NAS Founders Reserve. And this was sold out, but at the time it was available only around 100 euros. Oh, thank you, Hoyt. See you maybe later on at Troy. I'd like to do it short enough to for this. So I put a little water in this, and I'm gonna see how it works. Yeah, I get well soon, and I'm not gonna comment too much about this because it's complicated. Yeah, maybe more European oak now. That's what I was wondering about that, and probably one more fill. It shows it's less fresh for me. So it doesn't move so much with water. Remember, it's watered down to 40%. I think probably 43 for the US, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me, guys. So it's already better. I think it's still caramel colored, though it doesn't say here, but well, as you can see, not so much, but I enjoy it. There's beautiful vanilla and floral. It's a kind of custard as well, I will say. It's part of the charm of this distillery. So there you go. Lovely single malt, and I think a good one to start your whiskey journey. I enjoyed it at the distillery. I don't know if it's still available. I recommend, though it's 40%, and I would have liked it to be 43 at least. There was a 30 years old sherry cask only that was beautiful, and something not expensive, but I had to make choices, so I didn't bought a bottle at this distillery. I bought a beautiful jigger instead. No, Luna, the current one is this. It is called Double Oak. And I will do a video about this and all the declinaison, the different expressions they have now. I will review the 12 first fill I've just opened, and then another one, and there's one that disappoints me so far. So there you go. Yes, 2 times, and I'm disappointed for now. It cannot rival with this, and it apparently isn't at the level. Got some Nadra behind me. Isn't at the level at the Nadras. I'm sorry to say that. I'm very. I don't know. Maybe open up. It's just a neck pour, but I'm a bit. Honestly, I'm disappointed from now. Haha. Big debate. I'm supposed to have a Zoom tasting private with just a few people and press with them, but I haven't received the samples yet. I've tried them several times. Shall I say what I think as I have to receive the sample? This is not my favorite French distillery, that's all I'm gonna say. But the style has evolved, and the smoky one is kind of nice. They did one with the French, a good brand of rum. I just tried it once and was not impressed, but let's say wait for, I've recorded 2 videos, one in French that will be out tomorrow, and there's another one that will be out on Sunday. Jim, really recommend you have a look on this one, because it's the English version of 2 summary of 2 videos I've made about Armoric brand. Varangem is the name of the distillery, and I really sorry guys if you hear me of the other distillery, I rather recommend this and this as a spoiler tip. Let me write this down on the and for instance, here's my tip, guys, of great value in affordable, and you can find it in UK now. Those two references I recommend better than the one that was quoted, let's say. Yeah. And I'm not paid by them, I'm paid by no one. And I explained already the conditions in which I can accept samples or more. Just ask, by the way, because I was supposed to receive things I didn't by a professional, let's say, press way, and I didn't. And as I'm preparing my video about best whiskies, it's not exactly best whiskies, but favorite whiskies of the year 2020, I needed to try things that I thought were maybe interesting of what I heard, but still not there. So I will do with what I have. And the generosity of the whiskey community again is endless. I received a beautiful bottle from Frederick Whiskey Pilgrim, received a lot of samples of Shelter Point from Andy. I've received I've won also in the chat of a live Glencadam 25. This is for Alan. I think you tried it and you reviewed it. I haven't seen it yet. Glencadam 25 official bottling, batch 2, I think. I guess, Alan, it's the same you tried and reviewed. I gotta watch this. Gonna take some water and move on, as I'm gonna do a comparison between 2 different Glenmorangies. Okay, no problem. Bon appetit. Thank you. Yeah, you all know this one, right? the current 10 years old original from this distillery. Yeah, looking forward to try it. I visited the distillery in 2002, so it's my second moment. People say often I see in videos, aha moment. I never heard of this before I got into YouTube. I don't know what that means, how even the word it's spelled. We don't have that in French. We have other names. We have also the Japanese name that's a bit stronger, the Satori. So I cannot use it for this, but I can say I had a crush immediately. In fact, you know what happened? And it happened 2 times, mind you, in my history. 16 years of difference between the two. I bought a bottle that was not very interesting, but it was an undisclosed blended whiskey using some Glenmorangie. And it was part of at this time, it was MacDonald and Muir, the owners, that in 2002, they had in their portfolio Ardbeg, Glenmorangie, and Glenmorangie, as they say. So when I bought this bottle, there was a glass, not this, but there was a glass, Epiphany, right. Thank you. There was a glass in the kind of box, gift box, but there was also a kind of coupon to send back, and by chance, kind of ballot, if you like, but you didn't have to pay anything except buy 15 euros the box with the blend. Blend was average, but I played and I won a 3-day trip to the Northern Highlands, to the Glenmorangie, and I still have those. It's a bit sentimental. You can see all those. I have luxury package. So I won a trip there. Look at how lovely the pre-LVMH stuff was. Now it's a bit too... And there you go, the map. So Northern Highlands, close to Balblair. And when I said I won a trip, it was not only to do a masterclass with Graham Hunson, who now takes care of Tomatin, but it was also to sleep there at the Cadball House. It was also to enjoy 5-star dinner. I don't know if you can see this. My first haggis as well, and the range. Look at how it was at that time. The range was, I still have a bottle here, was so different, and I still have a bottle. That's one that the cork broke from that time that I opened. Not so long ago. Maybe, I don't know if you see a difference, honestly. And yeah, it's a Glenlivet cork that replaced the original, which is fun. Yeah, and basically look at this beautiful house where I spent 2 nights and 3 days. Lovely people. I met there the founders of the Lindor Abbey Distillery that were working within the staff, welcoming people and taking care of everything. The masterclass was absolutely amazing. I learned a lot of things, and it was my first Ardbeg. It was terrible. I had the impression to eat earth, literally, so I hated it. It took me a while to get used to it. Okay, so let me go to the chat because I missed some things. Yeah, first batch was not good. There was a problem with the cask. There was some kind of sourness. I tried it 2 times. It was a mess. As much as I love Glenmorangie, I think the second and third, the other batches that followed were better. I have a sample of the 21 I haven't tried yet, which is a limited release. We swapped some samples. I have also some exclusive. I brought one from the distillery, which is a stunner, the Petit Pigs 2010. Erlebnis. Okay, nice, thank you. Yeah, lovely memories. And I forgot to say that, thank you. I did some drawings there, some pictures, and the drawings became either painting, drawings with a special brush pen, oil crayons, a lot of different techniques. And if you're interested in seeing some of the artwork I did and I did later on about whiskey, please go see. It's on the comment section, on the description, sorry, of any video now. I added a link to my, not my website about whiskey, even if you can see some pictures there of my artwork, but on my painter's artwork website, painter's website. I added a specific section called Peinture et Whiskey, Whiskey, Art and Whiskey, something like that. So you can please have a look. It doesn't have much exposure. I created it myself last year. I had a lot of stock to try to sell. It's another story. We'll have our problems. And also, I never did, even if I did exhibitions in the US, and yes, I was in the US to do a painting show and several personal one and several group shows. But yeah, part of, even if it's a minority, part of my artwork is related to whiskey, so maybe you like to check it out. And I stopped myself advertising. Yeah. And all the taste we're gonna see. I haven't. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try it now. Gonna try the older one first. So maybe put this bottle down. So I have, if I'm not mistaken, this one is from 2006. Well, this one is from 2012. So, and the colors are almost identical. So I'm gonna nose them, and then I'm gonna try them. So more Highlander style. So wild herbs, some spices as well, sweet spices, ginger, because it's bourbon, right? Again. Vanilla is less important, and the floral notes are less important than the Glenlivet. But still there is some, and also some Angelica that shows a bit in the old version, not much in the new one. Sorry, I jumped. I was going to nose the other, but yeah. I'm afraid with the OBE did invite itself a bit too much. The cork wasn't super tight, and I'm afraid we lost a bit of the of this beauty, and it's 40%, of course, like the other, but I remember it was better than that. So I'm afraid there's a little loss here. But okay, let's try the other one. So do you have it, guys? Can you tell me if you have, not this, but I guess this, and what do you think of it? Because I'm gonna try it now. Yups. I'm sorry, the chair does noise. I forgot to. So they're the same level of content. So yeah, the nose of the more recent one is less subtle, but still it's a good whiskey. Okay, let's try it. It's a bit close, a bit more herbal. The fruit is really not on the first on the first ground. It's not the same seduction as the I have to say, is the Glenlivet. But yeah, when you swirl it a bit, not too much as always, you get a bit more of this floral, herbal, spicy, fruity combo. Less peach and apples and stuff, a bit more citrus now, and apricots. Yeah, it's quite thin again. I don't know if it's me today or it's a very melted whiskey. The 40% doesn't really help here. Earlier versions were more expressive. This one a bit suffered to be waiting too much in the bottle. The cork, as for the Glenlivet, they're not super tight. I have to say, they should enhance that. They should do a better job. I didn't have. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna answer. I didn't have the same experience, Menno. I'm not a fan of the new finishes of the core range, but I don't know. It's a bit more aggressive than what they used to do, and also I think it's less subtle, but it's not the same price. Okay. Then I have one here, the Alta, which is amazing for me. I really prefer the private edition to any of the current finishes I know. But sorry, there's also a batch variation question, so you might have been lucky. Yeah. Oh, okay. There is one called Astar, but I tried it. The first batch a long time ago was stunning. The more recent one is a bit more aggressive. Once again, I suppose more racked warehouse that did not help the spirit to be smooth, but it's also personal taste. Single cask version, my friend, forget it unless you're gonna see some independent bottling, and there's not many. Look out for SMWS 125 is the code. I have one. But otherwise you're gonna struggle. Yeah. For me, I know there's some controversy about everything. Let's not enter into this, but perfumey, feminine, sensual, etc. are absolutely not pejorative for me. They're positive adjectives, so I don't want to enter into this debate. But perfumey, yeah. Also, I really do not agree with some that use a special expression, very insulting for French, about Beaumont. But okay, each one can have his say. Yeah, but I tried it only once, Luna, in a show, and it came across very oaky. So I don't know. Maybe it was the show. So yeah, it opens up very nicely, Thomas, to answer you, and I have the new one now in the glass. It's an easy whiskey to sip. It's an easy sipper. It can handle also ice for those who are crazy about putting ice in their whiskeys, or a simple dash of fresh water can do. Yeah, I'm a bit critical with this one, but when you have it a bit more and you chew it, it's quite pleasant. And it's also typically Highlander, but Highlander in the most seductive way, along with Balblair. Not the Highlander a bit sour side, but still good as Old Pulteney, for instance. And Dalmore, it's another thing. Oh, already 3/4. Okay, and we still got one whiskey. Okay, so nice with the water as well. I think I can recommend this original finally. Gonna stop it there, and I'm gonna move to this, one of my very favorite expressions, honestly. Okay, so okay, yes, sure. Oh, interesting information. Do you suggest quarter cask or just maybe barrels instead of hogsheads? So 2000 to 180 to 2025 instead of 250 liters. In auction, I don't know what you mean. To get one in auction, well, you don't have to, because you have the okay, sorry, you're speaking about the 10. I will say if the conservation is good, yes, but otherwise, and I know the prices are okay, don't go up to 70 or 80 euros. It's not worth that, you see. It's also sentimental because I was there and I like this a lot. You know, the back label with the Torres Tales of Scotland. I have to say, you won't find it, but I have it is open and I haven't reviewed yet, Thomas, but I might do on video. This is one of the Christmas metal tube, one of my really favorites, as it is displayed. This, you know, maybe it's more visible there. Sorry for the reflections. So it displays this and those kind of sepia style. It's also too much refraction. It has also some engraved things with the steel. I think it's a stunning packaging, honestly. This was, oh my god, no, it's too much, Luna, too much. I prefer to send you a sample than you to spend so much money, and I will do. Just remind it to me if I forgot, please. Okay, so last whiskey of the set, Oak Cross. Basically, it's a kind of more presentable, version of the Spice Tree, and it's I have a Spice Tree there, special version, and you know what? It's the same whiskies, at least for the recipes I know of the early days, so might have changed. Kleinlich, Tininik, and Deluen, which are in there. For the Oak Cross is the staves are American oak, and the heads are European oak, and a bit more charred. So that's the difference with the Spice Tree, which is virgin oak, matured, right? Okay. And thanks. It's too much. It's too much. This is one of my favorite expressions, and this is not because I have to show you something. I met John Glaser back into 2005 in Paris, Whisky Live Paris. My first Whisky Live Paris was in 2004, quite a big discovery for me, who didn't attend to any show prior to that. I only went to a few retailers tasting. So it was kind of shock. Too many, 100 stands or so, too many things to see and to try, so I didn't check everything. It was pretty reasonable. 2005, we were with friends. Some of them were more, way more connoisseurs than me, so they led us to several stands. It has to be, I'm afraid, at least for me. And I discovered his John Glazer's whiskies, and I said, "Oh wow, what is this? This is a new approach with special names, with fancy labels, with an artistic approach of creating very small batches of assemblage, blend in French, assemblage." Very crafted things. At the time, they were only releasing 1,000 bottles a year, things like that. So now it has grown up. There was only 4 people, and now there's 20 people or more on the team. Even in London, there are about 10 or 12 people or more. You can see their names and faces on the website, and you can see also there's many women in there, Luna, and especially Jill, who is the second whiskey maker after John. She has a great position there as a whiskey maker and blender. Cheers, Frederick. Again, a big thank you, and we'll speak again and see you very soon. Thank you, my friend. And then, yeah, to put a long story short, I went there and I basically tried everything they had. I was blown away. And we had a nice discussion with John and his team. And I said to myself, this is something I have to try myself home, start to do home blends. That's how it started. Enhancing average blends by random, and then thinking of which could go well, and then lowering the rate of the average whiskies to try things as far as I was going to buy other single malts. But you have to have material to do that, right? And then the year after that, 2006, I decided to do a crazy thing. There was a lot of things going on with Bruichladdich, with other companies, breaking the boundaries. But when I did my wee blending in a 10 cl bottle or so, was it 20? I have a picture somewhere. 20. You know, this little flask, hip flasks, but in glass. I did something. I'm not sure I explained that on my website. It's kind of a private thing. Cheers, Hoyt. Thank you. I will finish before the VPub for sure. Sorry, Phil and Deepa, if I go a bit more into your ground time-wise. And then what happened was I created a blend using only Scotch and Irish whiskey, and it was my idea, and I used the name in Greek, as I saw also John liked the Greek and Latin names. And basically for me, the idea was to talk about peace between Northern Ireland, and the UK and the England, and basically I mixed a peated Irish malt with unpeated Scotch whiskies, and nobody did that before me. Later on, just a few months after that, I discovered that Murray McDavid, Mark Renier, and Jim McEwen, and another guy, they did release something that was revolutionary. Dare I say, same way? No, I can't, because I didn't release it. Same idea. Celtic nations, they mixed English and Irish and Scottish whiskies, and the SWA said, no, you can't call it Scotch whiskey, or you can call it whiskey, etc. So the release was very limited, and then they had to stop. But there, and the day after that, that's my point, because it was a big landmark for me, a big step for me. So I offered this sample to John, and I say, I'm starting to blending. Tell me what you think. And I was very shaky. And it was 2 days. The show was lasting 2 days. And the day after, I came back to see John. And before I say anything, he said, Greg, we tried your blend with my wife because it was our wedding anniversary, something like that, or meeting anniversary, and we loved it. And you're a good blender, etc. I say, oh my God. And guess what happened? He sent me an invite, a private invite, just for me. There was a time they were starting to do visits with La Maison du Whisky with a group of people, paid visit members, etc. of the club. But there went 10 to 20 people or so. It's not the same thing. I was invited on my own. And honestly, we were supposed to meet for 2 hours. And he called me back to say, because we dialogued by mail in between. And he came back to me saying, I'll have lots of things to show you. Can you stay even later on that day? And I'll take care of to change your hotels, things like that, because everything was booked. It was too late to change. And it was very, very kind. And guess what's happened? I blended with John with the smaller sample here is Carsbridge, 42 years old. One of the most beautiful single grain. There's some beautiful Colilla linkwood. So in a way, we deconstructed this, and he asked me to recreate it my way. And it was very interesting. And I came back to France with the sample. I still got it, but it's empty. We tried it with friends. And then we became a bit, if I may say, friend. And later on, when I started my website in 2013, because I couldn't publish it, nobody wants the book I made. And I wasn't confident enough to self-publish it. It was expensive as well. So I worked out with my brother-in-law to do a website, a very heavy and hard to handle website. And basically, John really helped out to help me to promote my website, and I thought of something like a foreword for books. And I said, John, would you agree? So I'm going to tell you the truth. Would you agree to just drop a few lines, 4 or 5, just to say my approach might be interesting to people, just to support a bit the launch of the new website? And guess what? It left me around 20 lines that you can see on my website at the reference pages. Really very kind words, helping. Thank you, Menno. See you. Yeah, of course, VIPA being mandatory. Oh, someone has health problems. Sorry, I didn't see it. Oh my God, I'm not sure I understand everything, but take care, guys. Yeah, so basically, he really encouraged me, and then after we had a nice dialogue, and also he is a very open-minded person, so he can send me samples, and when I don't like what he does, which is happening sometimes, or I'm critical, he accepts it, and still we're kind of friendly partners in whiskey discovering and whiskey dialoguing, and I think it's important. I interviewed him from a website long time ago, and more shortly on the channel, and we're gonna probably do a live someday as well, or two. Pretty busy right now. I was doing a lot of things, but enough talking. Let's try it. I don't know, guys, if you have this. It's one that's not enough spoken of. I think Pit Monster is good. but it's not a pit monster, in my opinion. It's a good pitted whiskey, nice value, of course, but the title of it isn't really matching with the content. And even this awesome Flaming Heart limited release isn't a pit monster in the way. It's so sophisticated and well blended. It doesn't jump in your face. That's what I meant. This is a Kleinish driven blended malt. It was called vatted malt at that time, before SWA banned it. Well, hedonism, my problem with hedonism is it's a bit frustrating because it's a bit in between creation, in between a young, around 10 years old mix of casks, which can be used as a mixer. I heard John a lot about this and others when I ice everything, but sometimes it's not long enough to be satisfying as some great single grains, and compared to the last vatted grain, which is not the same price as well, is not as exciting. But if I had one to advise you, it's the one they will see in my Whiskey of the Year video, because I got a sample from it, and we did a Zoom with John, but I didn't have time really. Hi, Graham, good to see you. Wow, fantastic. Ah, excellent. Excellent. Good job, Graham. Yeah, we tried Glenlivet 12, we tried Glenmorangie 10, and now we're finishing with this one. Yeah, Hedonism Felicitas, Luna. You have to look for this one. It's more balanced. It's more elegant. It's more feminine, less oaky. I think it's also down to you have to see the website. I'm going to be too long otherwise, to see the recharge levels, all the work he does on the toasting the casks. I don't want to enter too much in this. I'm going to do a special compass box someday with John. It will be even better. So they're not the same league. Oak Cross and Spice Tree, they're not the same use as well. It's around 10. You can have a look if you like. Oak Cross, so yeah, it's around 10 years old as well. Again, Kleinlich, Tininik, and Deluan in the initial recipe. Let me check now. Pit Monster. I have a lot of stuff from the book that wasn't never released, more than on the website, on the channel, by the way. So you ask for Pit Monster. Yeah, it's undisclosed. I think it's, yeah. A 2011 edition was made of 25% Lefroy, 12 years old, 25% Lecheg, 7 years old, and 40% of Ardmore, 10 years old. It's the most detailed I have there. Sometimes it switches between Lecheg and Kolila. But those are early batches. You have to go to the website because they disclosed a lot of things. And if you want to know the age, because they're not allowed, hey, Andrew, you're not allowed, they're not allowed by the SWA to disclose the age when each time there is a variation. For instance, if it was a 10 years old, they would have the right to state 10 years old. But as often compass boxes blendings have different ages, they're not allowed to tell several ages, because the SWA suspects if you might be fooling the customer if, for instance, you put 1% of 30 years old in there, and you put 99% of 3 years old. So yeah, like lots of, yeah, I might, but it is not updated at the last batches, so that's why I don't want to say more. but I answered you. But honestly, go visit the website for current composition, because it's a craft. You have to understand, it's a craft production company, blending company. They will not, even if John and his team, there's several blenders, they try to match. They can't do the same consistency as Johnny Walker or else, and even they, it's complicated. But they try to match the style more than the exact content of each expression each year. But if there's not a 10 years old content available, they will use 8 or 9 or 11, and you might not see the difference. Just saying. Yeah. Barflies. Okay. Oh, Rombot is there. Hi. Thank you. Good to see you. Okay, so the nose. Very melted, very well composed. Everything is integrated. Even the Kleinlich is you can feel it. It doesn't jump aggressively. Lots of nice, soft, flowery notes, citrus fruits, some pineapple, pear. Some vanilla in the background, some ginger, but very soft. It's not the most enhanced oak and spice wise, and that's also what I like it. I like when it's balanced. Even if I like punchy Kleinliches and Broras, okay, but this is not what I'm looking for there. I'm looking for balance and elegance and complexity. And I have it on the nose. Okay, so I'm gonna... So yeah, I really recommend this one because it's a bit underrated compared to the Pit Monster Spice Tree, with more mediatized by viewers. I mean, by customers, more than YouTubers and customers, maybe. I don't know. It's popular. Of course, they're popular. So I'm not going to say the contrary. But me, I prefer this one of the three, honestly. On the palate, yummy. On the palate, of course. Not of course, but because I know it. It is more... a bit more punchy, even at 43% ABV. You can feel the Kleinisch definitely. Tanninic as well, because I know its style is not so far from Kleinisch. There's less that kind of mustardy note that you have in Kleinisch. That's peppery, mustardy, more touch. The Wildcat. For me, Kleinisch, it's the Wildcat. Okay, cheers, Luna. No, don't worry. Maybe you can come back in the VPub. I'm gonna put some drops of water. So yeah, basically I've explained today, for those coming late, my 3 steps of my journey. I might do a part 2, in which there will be mandatory Port Ellen and Springbank, maybe. Yeah, basically, first bottle with Glenlivet 12, corresponding to my entry into the single malt whiskey category as a customer and a discoverer with open eyes, a new wonder of whiskey, and also my welcome dram in the United States when I was there in 2002 to do some exhibitions of my paintings. Glenlivet 12, I forgot to say that was discontinued in Europe for a while because it's one of the most popular single malts in the United States. Forgot to say that. And I saw it even in the smallest place. If they had to have only one single malt, it was a Glenlivet 12, at least 18 years ago. I'm feeling like a veteran now. Yeah, and the second step was Glenmorangie, because I won a trip there, a luxury trip with 5-star venue and food and fudges. I forgot to mention craft fudges that were killer, killers. And also, I was really smart. We were allowed to try a lot of things, and I was with many people that didn't knew about whiskey less than me. I was a newbie, but I had an eye, and I saw in the library of the aperitif room there was an expression. There was a lot of things, and I saw a bottle saying 1978, and it was a 24 years old Tin l'Hermitage finish. Can I try this? The guy noted down, okay, 1 ounce of for the count, and oh my god, I enjoyed it. And later on, I learned that it was very expensive and sought after bottle. Ooh, that's a hard one to try first. And guess what? I tried it first time in the United States before a chimney fireplace at my friends in Philadelphia, and it was quite something. I think sometimes the context is, hey, how you doing? Sweden is strong tonight. That was a nice one. I explained, if you're interested more in Glenmorangie, please watch my video about finishes. The first video I made, the camera was less good, okay, but I explained the story of finishes in history, in Scottish history of whiskies. And for sure, Glenmorangie was the first for portwood, sherry wood, and Madeira wood, while it appears that the French distillery was the first for Sauterne finish. Glenmore, once again. Oh, Mahia, good to see you as well. I like the way that the people switches from Malt Muser, Whiskey Pilgrim, every channel, and yeah, that's great. Well, I'm not super okay nose-wise, but I'm enjoying O'Cross before Glenmorangie 10 and before Glenlivet 12. Each one meaning a step into my own journey I'm sharing with you tonight. I haven't tried the cake, and one I'm raving to try it. I saw praised on Malt Muser channel, Eric, is the Malaga finished 12 years old that apparently isn't available in Europe. I really want to try this one. Oh, wow, my God. This is not an easy thing to start with. Amazing. Medicine. Smoky medicine. It started all like that. Lefroy, during Prohibition, was sold as medicine. You know that. Yeah. Absolutely. Malaga. It's sweet wine. I'm not mistaken. Portuguese or Spanish now. I don't remember. But they did a 30-year, Glenmorangie did, probably 10 years ago. They did a 28 years old Malaga finish that was awesome. Or was it a 30 years old? Oh, Malt Whiskey Yearbook will tell you that. Yeah, me too, my friend, but it was this one for me, the oldest bottle. That's what was from here. Oh, I have to see that. I have to see that. I'm not sure I saw your channel yet. There's so many now. Yeah, with a few drops of water, I'm gonna finish soon the live with this. Put some order in there, and then go to Cida Vipa. Yeah, lovely, lovely. With a few drops of water, gets a bit calmer on the spices. The oak is not too loud. There's some citrus fruit, even a bit of orange with some flowers and vanilla. Everything is quietly mixed. It doesn't jump up I like without water. It's very balanced. It's very interesting. It's really complex expression, honestly. Yeah, Prime Whiskey did a review about this one, and also Malt Musers. Eric, check out those channels, guys. I'm almost sure now it's not for Europe, because I haven't seen, even online, I don't see it. Oof, that was tough, David, and this is tough, honestly. But 20 years ago, it was better, I have to say. I'm sorry. And now I prefer 10 times to have a quarter cask Lafroig Weiss than a 10 years old. Also because, unfortunately, and this is going to the next topic of the later on, our friend Roy. Yes, if you try, and I try several times, a collector's called Bonfanti. It's again these crazy Italian importers. They did some kind of a special. I don't know really the secret behind it. I don't know if it's store pick or it is selecting the best cask because they were first-hand choice. But they were releasing some crazy Lafroig 10 years old at 43% in the 80s, 78, 80. I tried two different expressions. If I remember well, I did rate 78 or 80 out of 100, which is a bit higher than average reviewers because I'm noting scoring a bit higher. Sorry. The 10 years old from, let's say, 10 years before, but the one for 40 years old before, I rated the 1980 Bonfanti import Lafroig, 10 years old, 43% ABV, about several €100 now, 96 out of 100, because it's a stunner. You can nowhere compare it with this. You have only to imagine maybe a 10 years old cask strength, watered down with older content, to understand how beautiful it can be. There's nothing to do with the current aggressive wood smoky Lafroig 10. Honestly, go to the cask strength one. It's not the same recipe. People don't know that. There's more sherry casks in it. It's a smaller batch as well. So I think they more care. Oh, aha. Okay. We gotta see with Luna, maybe. If we still have some money, which is not sure. Okay, guys. So I'm not here to do advertising. Also, like I said, as we are in contact with John, I don't want to come across as doing advertisement for anything here, but I'm as always, I know some people don't like the style, but I'm speaking of what I love with passion, with measures also. I think I can. And then it's just my opinion. At the end of the day, like Ralphie said in one of his videos, the opinion that counts, the best reviewer, the opinion that counts is, and he said, you. Yes, because you are going to drink it, not me. So then, of course, like everything, if you like for movies, like for restaurant, like whatever, an exhibition, if you know someone who has the same kind of taste or close to you, I guess you can rely on them a bit more than someone you don't know, and they will praise for about whiskey. They will praise this. You don't know me. You don't know my tastes. You watch this, I say, this is great. But what if it's not to your taste? If you know our taste is different, but can match, if I say to you, I like this, and this. Oh, me too. Or maybe I will like this. Or maybe not. So, thank you. Very kind. We're trying. It's a difficult balance between explaining that I had some experience and I'm older than the average of reviewers, let's say, and to remain open to new things and to remain aware that I don't know everything and I haven't tried everything either. Okay. Yeah, because I think they're more limited. Simple as that. In France as well, you have to go to some shops only to find the cask strength. Same as for the Lagavulin 12, by the way, which is awesome. Cask strength. So, but I think I, with the help of a friend that's not in the chat now, I had the chance to get the Lafroig lore, which is too expensive in France, 110 euros. It's not, no. But around 65 in Germany, something like that. A friend of mine sent me one. This is really worth, I think it's one of the best they did, even if it's no age statement. I know there's some 18 years old in there. Also, you cannot see it behind me, but the Lafroig 18, not sure you still can find it now. It was, especially the green tube, you were asking for maybe advices, Luna. Get this one if you don't have it. It's a really great one. Can send you a pic if you want to make sure. Yeah, exactly. So you have to search for the most interesting price. Right, we're now almost, we're close now to the VPub, so I gotta clean a bit of the mess here. And really thank you warmly, guys, for being there. And also, yeah, 3 years old, so I'm officially a young whiskey. If I was a whiskey, I will be a single malt or a blended whiskey or whatever. Yeah, dark green. Let me a second. I will show you. Yeah, good. This is the one I'm talking about. And yeah. So there you have it. I hope it was cool, and like I said, I might do a part 2 another time with an excuse. I don't know, not an anniversary. I don't know, but just thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting so much. Again, big thank you to Frederick and to of course Luna as well. We're going to be live someday. We have to plan that. And to Food Quick with super generous gift of those Shelter Point samples. Really appreciate. My channel is not monetized. I don't have Patreons. I don't have nothing like that. So your help is really appreciated. Thank you, my friends. Oh yeah. I hope we will do that, Andrew, because I'm starting to enjoy a lot this Star Wars cask strength for friends. So now I can speak more, and I'm curious of your 2 releases that have the exact same kind of label as mine. By the way, very limited releases, single cask and stuff. Cheers, my friends. See you very soon, and see you for some of you in the VPub on the chat, maybe. Take care. To your good health. Merci beaucoup.